Hello everyone, how's things? How are you? Yeah, okay, so I thought we'll do something a little bit different tonight. This is a semi-response to a video by Rob Chapman that he did a couple of weeks ago about 7-string guitars. I'll post a link below. But he was saying something about how he was having issues with like the extra string, didn't quite know how to tune it. I don't know whether he was talking about like the actual spacing, whether that makes a difference, because like a lot, like generally 7 strings and 8 strings they are longer scale. But guitars like this one have got fan frets, so basically on the top it's a lot closer to like a Strat, like it's a lot closer to like sort of Fender scale, but you have the lower scale down below, so it's not that noticeable. So the transition isn't that difficult. But from what I mean, from what I was noticing, from what Rob was doing in that video, that he seems to be, he's one of those players who like, and there's nothing wrong with this either. He's one of those players who seems to like play over like certain chords, and tends to visualise the fretboard in terms of like sort of scale of boxes. I could be wrong on that, but that was the impression I seemed to get. Whereas I'm more I've been more schooled in. I'm pushing more towards like sort of overlap between like fusion and prog. I studied flamenco guitar for about 10 years. And you're finding it like in a lot of like the more advanced flamenco stuff, there's a lot of players like Francisco Tarrega where you're not just visualising going down, you're visualising going across like this. And also players like Alan Holdsworth as well, who sort of windowing in on a lot of what he did, his way of visualising stuff. So rather than like sort of say three notes per string, you're kind of visualising more in terms of like 4 notes a string. And really, like it's a question of like how well you actually know the fretboard as well, and your ear. How reliable is your ear? I mean, obviously, there's different stages of pitch. Whether it be noticing that the guitar's out of tune, for one thing. Is my tone any good? For another thing. Don't answer that one. It's a rhetorical question. Things like relative pitch. Like the intervals between. Say I play a certain note. Can I recognise what a certain interval is above that? Can I play or sing the note which is relative to that? So anyway, so this guitar. So I mean, I primarily I got it for these. Where are we? Things like these electro-harmonic, these synth pedals. I primarily got it for those to get the extra depth. And I did find it was really improving my technique. But of course, when you actually go back into like sort of overdriven territory again, with all the sort of knowledge I picked up, I was starting to find that maybe there is something about the 7 which is kind of overlooked. Obviously, it's like some of this goes back to Steve Vai, like with the that Passion and Warfare record, tracks like The Animal, where he's playing down really quite low. But a lot of stuff has happened since Passion and Warfare. So anyway, so I'm pretty much nearly always on the bridge pickup. Ideally, I'd like a 7-string which has fan frets, just the one bridge pickup, no neck pickup at all. This has got an ash body. I do like this sort of sandwich here. So it's maple walnut, maple. With this, I'm not sure what this fretboard wood is, but it's sort of pretty. Anyway, that aside, so so I sort of just set it up sort of so it's sort of fairly overdriven, and it's tuned standard. So E, and then down to B. Yeah. Now just a bit of delay. Now I mean already, I mean like, you know, you're getting into gent territory. You're just going. I mean, some people have made a career out of doing that, but that's not really what I'm talking about. So let's just roll the gain down a little bit. Now in standard tuning, that's G. That would be middle C. So that's C an octave below. Makes sense anyway because we're tuned to B. But like bringing in the 4 notes per string I did. Just to give you an idea, so we're doing that. So that would have been like F, like an F Lydian in C major. Anyway, that would have been like your F Lydian. So that becomes C Ionian. Now this has to be D. So your Dorimo's here. Yeah. If I go like, I'm sure that's that sounds like somebody's riff. I don't, but you know, if you're just bashing on the B string all day, it can get a bit repetitive and a bit boring. So Phrygian would have to be here, so that means that's E. Or we start going a bit sort of more sort of like altered scales and stuff. Altered scales. Now in terms of blues scales, I thought this would, yeah, Robbie he did this other video recently about how he writes on like acoustic. You put the guitar in drop D, and just starts jamming on these sort of like, it sounds like almost like Delta blues type stuff that he's doing. So the if you're familiar with like your pentatonic patterns, I mean like the G, the standard, you know, G blues scale. Yeah, the G blues scale. But you'd have to go a bit below that. And then we get like really sludgy when we start going here. I'm forgetting it myself now. And so on and so on and so on. And I think it's just in closing. I mean, like we just talked about like lead playing, but like it's like a drone string. Say like we that's B, yeah, obviously. So we play like that power chord then. Now that's interesting, but we got the whole rest of the guitar to go out here. So if we play that sort of added 9, that Andy Summers chord, and then bring in that B, then we get things like that. Now, I mean, it sounds to me, there's a track by Vinnie Moore called In the Healing Garden. It's about 10 minutes long, but it's a sort of like it's a fusion metal sort of mashup, and it's like it's got some of the most insane guitar I've ever heard on it. But like one of the actual riffs in it is just going. Yeah? But we can actually make that around, yeah. There's a bit of a tritone there. Then there's some other things we can try as well. I mean, I got these sort of like these inverted fourth chords from Paul Gilbert. Now I don't understand much like Paul Gilbert, does it? But it just opens it up. It gives it that sort of like more sort of epic sounding. Yeah. And so on and so on. And I mean, I know I said I was going to close there, but I mean, it's sort of like, you know, with the fan frets, I mean, you can do. Well, that's the Bailius lick that I was showing you a few weeks ago. You get the idea. So yeah, so really, you know, I'm just thinking that it's worth having a try on a 7-string. Ideally, if you get one with fan frets on, they don't have to be too expensive these days, because you know you can pick up 7-strings sort of, you know, quite readily, like a Geo. I don't do they do a fan fret Geo? I don't know. You know, like an Ibanez Geo. I'm not sure. But ideally, try and get one with fan frets. Just try it out. And just try and put some of those sort of, you know, those inversions in there as well. You know, rather than playing root 3rd and 5th, if you play root 5th and leave the 3rd out, but bring in like some of the extensions, like the 7 and the or the 9, and then just play those over like the B and maybe the E as drone strings. and you will get those big epic tones. So yeah, so I think that's all I'm going to say for tonight. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. Please comment below. Please play nice as well. You know, we're all friends here. You know, we're all attracted to the guitar. You know, it's not who's best. It's just, you know, it's all about exchanging ideas. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.